Hi, I'm Stephanie,
Hi, I'm Sarah.
and this is
Steph and Sarah Unfiltered.
We are on episode 3 now. If you haven't seen our episodes before, please check out the link in the description.
Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Please follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, the whole thing. Keep you updated on our next videos and everything.
Yes.
But today's topic is relationships. We are both in happy relationships and we love our mans.
Yes.
Making that clear right now. And we just want to talk about, like the differences between our relationships, the like jealousy, boundaries, like.
And we just want to share with you, like, if you guys have that same thing, like, can you relate to me or can you relate to Steph? Like, whose relationship are you more alike, or whose personality or like characteristics when it comes to being in a relationship are you more like?
Yeah, because we definitely have differences, like, in our relationships for sure. Not that like it's much of a difference.
Yeah, it's like some slight differences, but there's a lot of similarities too.
So tell me your history with your boyfriend.
Okay, so I've been in a relationship with Frank, which is my boyfriend's name, also the camera guy.
Also, credit to him. He's doing all the editing and everything.
Yes, very good. So we've been together for 6 years. Yes.
That's like double the time.
Yeah.
For me.
I met him 6 years ago. We did have like a break, but we kind of came to like a conclusion where we're not going to count that as like a break and like restart the count of like an anniversary or anything. Yeah. So really we just go like, yes, we've been together 6 years because there was that little brief break, but we still count us like the years before. We still count it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is younger than me. I know.
A lot younger.
Don't comment.
A cougar. We got a cougar over here.
You guys do the math. You figure out how old I am, and you figure out how old he is, because I'm not going to tell you.
It's a secret.
He is old enough to drink, though, so it's good. At least that.
Because technically when you guys met, it was not allowed.
No.
That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? But you would never know, because she looks like they look the same age.
Yeah,
like,
I actually look like the younger one, and then he looks like the older one. So it's like, it works
funny.
out. Because, like, it was funny, because this is, like, off topic, but not really. When we go to movies, where we went to movies in the past, we would go to movies and, like, it would be like, we really got away with this one time. He said, one adult, one kid. And I was the kid.
Oh, my God. I love that. There's also a height difference between them. So that actually helps.
So I'm 4'11", and he's 6 foot. So that's pretty...
That helps you guys a lot.
Yeah.
I can't do that
And sometimes he'll joke, and he'll be like, if we're in, like, holding hands or something in public, he'll be like, Bear, you look like my kid. And I'm like, no, don't say that, please. It's weird. Not your kid.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But you're not the only one. I'm older than my boyfriend, too, but like a year and like a month. Like, not even that big of a difference. And sometimes he's a lot more mature than I am, so it's okay. It makes up for it.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been together?
We're about to make 3 years, and we met randomly, like nobody was looking for anything. It was just happened, and we didn't actually, I remember like when we actually met, we didn't actually exchange any social media or any numbers, nothing. He just found me later on, and then we've been talking since. Like,
so it was meant to be. He found you, like, without even having anything.
And I don't know if anyone believes in this, but I truthfully do. But like when I first saw him, it was like an instant thing, and it wasn't just like we were attracted to each other, like, of course, but like
there was like a spark.
Yeah. And I love like astrology and like the twin flames and the soulmate and stuff, so I believe in that stuff. And yeah, in the beginning of our relationship, it was definitely rough. Real rough, because it was also long distance for a while, and it was interesting, and definitely had problems there, but it's all resolved. Everybody's good. We all love each other. We all together.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of distance too, because I went to school. I mean, it wasn't so much of a distance, because it was like a 2-hour drive maybe at most, but really like an hour and a half, 40 minutes. So I would go like often, and sometimes he'd go like on campus, so it wasn't really too much of a distance, but we did have some time like separate, which I think was not bad at all either, because then it's like the time that you spend separated, like apart, it's like
you just value the time together more.
Yeah, you value that time when you guys are together.
For sure. The longest we went without seeing each other was about a month or two. And listen, I have a lot of respect for people who have long distance relationships. Like, good for you. You're strong. Oh, yeah. I personally can't do that anymore, at least.
Not
like,
anymore.
That's not for me. And mind you, like, I don't even see him all the time. Like, I still see him maybe like once every 2 weeks, sometimes once every 3 weeks. So it's already like
hard.
Yeah, I hate that. And it's just because of our jobs, and like he lives all the way in Brooklyn, I live here in Queens, and he's just and we don't drive yet, we don't have cars.
Yeah.
And public transportation is just ridiculous and not safe for us females out there, which we were just talking about earlier before. So yeah, like we still have that distance and we still hate it. Like,
but it's like good and bad. There's like pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
I can't say that because I live with Frank, so
yeah. One day I will.
And we've been living together. Next month will be a year, so yeah. And then
How's
we have. It's not too bad. I mean, I think in every relationship there's always like those annoying little things, and like especially like when you live with someone, you really get to know them even more. So you learn their behavior, you learn their quirks and all this stuff, and sometimes you nitpick and you're like, you're being annoying.
I'm gonna be that person. 100%. My boyfriend already knows this. Like,
because there's so many, like sometimes you can have like differences. Yeah.
And I'm like a little controlling sometimes, so I know like I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah, and
because my hormones are kicking. Like,
I definitely have like those, like, I don't know if it's not. I don't want to say it's OCD because I'm not trying to self-diagnose, but I do have like I'm very anal about cleaning and stuff. So I have certain ways how I clean things or certain ways that I organize things. So like he kind of knows. He's picked up on that. Obviously, and he knows. So it's like when it doesn't happen, or like when something's like not how I wanted it to be, it can like be annoying. So yeah, but it's I think we needed to like be, because we've been together for so long. I feel like it was just time for us to like move to that next step. Even though like we both are young, and I know there was definitely like a lot of people against it too. Who I knew, and they were like, you guys are so young, like, don't rush into anything, and like don't get married or anything, don't have kids and stuff like that.
You guys like 6 years in, like,
and that's why I say like
that's like plenty of time.
Yeah, and especially for like moving in, I understand like the whole not getting like engaged and stuff or like married, because we've been together 6 years, but at the same time, like we're both young, so it's like we really don't have to like rush into like being engaged or like we're just starting our careers, so we're just building, and it's really like I'm not even concerned about am I gonna get engaged to or like it needs to be now, like, because it doesn't really.
Same. I'm with you on that. Like, I personally, for a long time though, I didn't believe in marriage before for years. Same. And then, like, obviously, like, I got older, and then, obviously, like, I found this guy, and I was like, okay, like...
It's like you consider it now.
Yeah, like, you consider it, and I'm definitely not in a rush to get married at all, like... Yeah. And something I've always dreamed about, too, and, like, now that I'm, like, care about the marriage and the wedding and whatever, I actually want my kids to be there when we do get married. And we're not having kids anytime soon. So it's gonna be way that's like down longer. The line. Yeah, like I don't plan to have kids right now. Like no, I have my fur babies. I'm good.
Yeah, same
for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, relationships, man. Even though we're both happy in a relationship, whatever, we obviously have our past relationships where we learned a lot. Like good and bad. And I feel like it was good that we had our past relationships because you learn like what you actually want in a person for yourself, and like what you deserve, and like how
what you're looking for
too. So
and then also important. I feel like you grow from that past relationship as well, like even though you know what you want in the new relationship, you've changed from then, especially if it's like a relationship from when we were like you were in high school or like when you were kids. Like it's way different.
Were more immature back then too.
So you definitely mature, and like I'm too old to be doing those things, or too old to like even consider being in a relationship with something that is just like not wasting my time, basically.
Exactly. And I've definitely experienced the bad relationships. I've had that. And then I've had the good ones too. Like there's like guys I've been with who were actually really good. Like they did nothing wrong, and at the end of the day, it was just like, like I wasn't happy or something was missing, and
it was like not meant to be.
We move on, and but there was like no bad blood at the end of the day. Like it just we just went our separate ways.
So going that way, like you guys broke up, or whoever you broke up with, and it was still good. Like you guys were on good terms. Like, do you count that as someone that you still keep in your life and keep as a friend?
Hell no. No. So something we're going to talk about, this we were talking about earlier, is in my relationship personally, we trust each other a lot. We know we would not do anything. Like I trust him with everything. He trusts me too. But if he's hanging out with someone he used to talk to, that's a dub. That's not happening. I don't like that. And I feel like I guess we're just more immature that way. And I know he feels the same way. Like, for me, like, he's not going to want me hanging out with anyone that I used to know. So we're both on the same page where we're both just like, anyone who is in our past is in our past. Like, if we had a fling or hang out, whatever it was, like, that's in the past. And we're
like, even if you were talking to someone, it was like, you can't talk to them again.
Yeah, no. And it's not that I'm even interested in it either. It's like, I don't... There's nobody that like I want to talk to again, and it's like, and it's not like I hate them or something. It's just
it's just like it's the past. It's over with. Yeah,
I'm in a good place in my relationship. I'm not trying to mess that up right now. So
right.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
But for you,
that's a little different for me, and I'll explain because I still like talk to. I still have a friend. I mean, I consider him a friend, and I knew him since I was like 5, and he was like, he kind of turned out to be like my first real boyfriend, and we dated when I was in high school, and I was 15, and to me, I don't know, we kind of look at it and say like we were kids, and that was 10 years ago, and like, we're different people now, so it's not, we don't ever look back and say like, what if, or what if this, we kind of just like, realize we moved on with our lives, and it's not like I ever like I didn't talk to him like often. Like obviously there was this huge gap when I went to college, because that's kind of like when we broke up when I started college, and I just moved on, and then we kind of we talked again, but not in the way that everybody's like thinking like, oh, we talked again like we were trying to start something up. It was more like
flirting or anything,
right? It was more like, how are you doing? Like, how's life, basically? Because, I knew so much about his life. He knew so much about my life. And it's like, we just wanted to see how we were doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's just continued. Like, but it wasn't always like it wasn't an everyday thing. And it wasn't like an every month thing. It was just like a every few months or like once a year type of thing.
Yeah, you would just catch up with
You'd catch up on each other. Yeah, so... In that perspective,
way more mature than I am.
In that perspective, like I did, mention that to Frank, who I'm in a relationship with now.
Excuse that noise. That was just her fur baby.
Yeah, my lovely child. So, I did mention like, obviously, I mentioned my past relationships with the my current boyfriend.
Yeah.
And we talked about that and like I would told him like, yeah, sometimes we talk, and I think at first it was like definitely like something that was bothersome, like like because that's someone you have history with, like why are you talking to them? But then again, I just had to like explain like, this isn't some just random guy, like this is someone that I kind of not grew up with, but I grew up seeing like so often every few years, so it's different. Like I don't know, like it's just somebody I know. But then there's also like, obviously respectfully, like people who I did have a relationship in the past that were more intimate, I obviously cut those people off, because I was like, I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful in the relationship, right, in the relationship I'm in now, and talk to these people who I had relationships with, because that's just not cool. And that's what I did when I realized that the relationship I'm in now got serious. I was like, I told those people, I was like, hey, like I'm really serious about this relationship, and I really love this person, and I'm not gonna continue this like flirtationship or whatever we have. And that's what happened.
You're so much nicer than I am. Yeah, I just be cutting people, like block, unfollow.
I think it depends on the situation. So like I had a friend, and we were friends for so long as well. Like we knew each other for 10 plus years also. So with that, it was like, we always had like this flirtationship, but we never dated. And then so when I got into my relationship now, I cut that relationship off. But of course, in the end, I lost that friendship. But at first, it was like, yeah, it was hurtful, but at the same time, I knew it had to happen because if he stuck around, like obviously that was
just gonna make
things complicated. Yeah, like it would make my partner uncomfortable, and like I didn't want that. Like I didn't want problems that it wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
And also just like to defend his side too, or like him a little. Like I'm a very jealous person, period. I've always been a jealous person my whole life, like with whatever relationship I'm in.
I remember.
So like like back in middle school was technically like my first like real relationship, I guess. I mean, no offense to him, but I don't necessarily count it as a real relationship, only because we were like really friends mostly, I feel.
Yeah.
Like
we were like really young too.
And we were really young.
Yeah.
So it's completely different than what I've had after that. So but yeah, even with that, like I was always jealous. I was really jealous. I'm a very jealous person. So and I think it's more like because I'm also an insecure person. Like I just find other girls like attractive, and then I don't want him thinking what I'm thinking, so then I think he's thinking that, and
the same thing. I
just get into my head, and I just don't want that happening,
Yeah, I don't think I was jealous at first when I was in that first relationship, when I had that first like real boyfriend. I think that was the only time I ever found myself being jealous, and I always told myself like I'm not a jealous type. I'm not, But I think I was also young, and that was my first boyfriend, and I was like very, I guess, territorial in a way.
Yeah.
And so he had friends that were girls and that he talked to, but I felt like they were also really flirty. Now that I look at it, it's just really funny, and like, we were all young, like we weren't that serious.
But never doubt woman's intuition.
Oh yeah, I knew. I had
There's a lot of females who are like, oh no, we're just friends. He's just my brother. He's my bro, whatever. And then later on, you find them hooking up or whatever, and it's like, I knew it. Or that person who they told you not to worry about. It's like, not saying that it always happens, of course, but like, it could happen. Yeah, females are a lot more sneaky than I feel like guys think.
Yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, he had a friend that when we were in high school, he went to a different high school, and he had a friend, and like they took these like pictures and stuff, and I just felt uncomfortable with that. I was like, dude, like no friend sits on another friend's lap like that. Yeah,
I would have gone crazy.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about you, okay, but it's true. Like
that's
so I was really mad about it, but I think it was very much like a very puppy love, and I was over into my head because even when we had like issues with each other and we'd like break up in a way, I would like literally have panic attacks because I didn't want him to leave me, and it was just like crazy. It was one of those things, and now that I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that was ridiculous because we were kids, and I was like, that it was crazy. Yeah. But I think it was just because it was that like first real thing for me. Yeah. So I took it very seriously, and
you just live and you learn.
Yeah.
Like obviously through the years you get better in the relationship, and this would lead up to actually the boundaries talk. Like what you allow, what you don't what you like, what you don't like. Yeah. And you have to I feel like you have to make that really clear in the beginning of the relationship too. And not just change up the rules or just change things up as the relationship goes. Yeah. Because then that causes problems, like, throughout the relationship.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't have to state it more than once. Like, hey, like, I'm not okay with this, so, just so you know that.
Sometimes I have had to.
And let me remind you.
I don't forget things, too. It's like I tell you 1 time, 2 times, but 3 times. It's like I'm taking charge now. Like, I'm just doing it.
And I think now I'm not jealous. I'm not like when I was 15. Like I'm not with the relationship, and now I'm definitely not like that, like jealous in a way. Like if he, like if a girl like flirts with him, like if we're at a party or something, like I wouldn't be like, yo, like get off my man. Like I just
if it's like near me, if I'm witnessing this, I'm gonna get so furious. And I have experienced that before, and I'm internally am like fuming. Yeah. Because I'm still immature. I still am in that jealousy where I was when I was like 10, 12 years old,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, it's never changed.
Right.
I'm very territorial, and I really don't want any female coming to my man, like, ever. And he is the same way, though. Like, my boyfriend's the same way.
But at least you guys got on that same page.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for Frank and I think, like, he's not, like, that kind of crazy jealous person. Not that you're crazy.
It's okay. I am crazy.
But you guys are both the same, so you guys are both on the same page, so that's good. But I'm saying, like, we were also on the, like, with me and Frank, we're also on the same page, so it's like, we're not gonna be, like, over jealous over something, you know? And if we are, we tell each other, like, hey, like, you know, like, that girl, like, I'll say, hey, that girl definitely likes you, like, even if he might not, because, you know, guys
are a
little slow sometimes. So
catching the subliminal hints.
Yeah, so we'll try and females. Like, I try to tell, you know, you gotta tell them, like, hey, like, yeah, I'm a girl. I'm telling you, this is what girls do, and this is, like, what's happening. And it takes them a while to realize until, like, obviously something, like, drastic happens, like the girl makes a flirty comment, or you know, it takes them a while to realize. So, question for you.
Yes.
I actually have more than one question, but I want to start with this one. So, would you consider, like, let's say you're at a restaurant, right? And you're with your boyfriend. You guys are at the dinner table or whatever, and you're just trying to get, like, a free appetizer, a free, like, drink or something. Oh my
god!
So you try to, like, flirt your way to the waiter, but not, like, so, like, subtly, like, you know. Do you think that's, like, I don't want to say cheating, but, like, because you're right in front of your partner.
No, I don't think that's.
But do you feel like it's offensive to your partner, or do you feel like, or okay, let's say, I think it would make a difference if you told them, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, if you said, hey, like, I'm gonna try to get free drinks for us, like, let me, like, work my magic.
I don't know. Like, on his behalf, I don't think he would like that. He'd rather just give me the money to pay for it than allow myself to, like, go to a guy.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, I wouldn't want him to, like, be flirting his way. I'm telling you, we're just really bad. Like, it's just me and him. That's it. No,
you're like
flirting.
We look at each other straight. Like, don't look that way. Don't look this way.
Oh, I mean, like I mean, I'm not a crazy, like, where, you know, like, people have celebrity crushes, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, I have celebrity crushes, and I'm very honest about it.
Yeah.
But it's not like that I'm gonna choose them if they ever come up to me over my boyfriend. Like, I would never do that. It's just like, they're attractive. Like, that's just someone I like. Same for him. He has celebrity crushes, so, like, we could talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have that or discuss that. Like,
no, yeah,
celebrity
for
crushes.
Sure. Yeah. I think we're okay with that. How about, like, if you see someone on, like, the street, and let's say you comment first and say, hey, like, she's really pretty, or and he agrees, would that be, like, something that you're like?
No, that's just, like, a trap. At the end of the day, that's just a trap, because if he says yes, I'm like, oh, really? Like, no. I mean, I've never done that, though, either. I mean, actually, no, I have, because I find, like, females attractive, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's girls who are mad pretty out there and whatever, and I'll comment, like, oh, she's mad pretty.
Right.
Whatever. I actually, not gonna lie, I have more, like, female celebrity crushes than I do guys. Like, Selena Gomez, number one. I love her. J-Lo there, Emilia Clarke, love them. Anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I think I could comment on stuff like that, and I wouldn't get mad if he agrees.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she is pretty. If you deny it, you're lying. And that's where it's a trap, too, because there's no win-win for him.
Yeah, he has to be like, he has to probably be like, but you're prettier.
That's like the way out.
The way out, yeah. No, I think
but
now.
Then I'll still be like, you're lying. She's, like, beautiful. Like, no.
I think, we've definitely gotten comfortable. Like, I think he's comfortable with saying, like, if he finds a girl attractive, and which I don't mind. Like, I'll be like, yeah, she's attractive. Yeah, like, yeah, I think we're cool with that.
You'd agree.
We're pretty okay with that. And, like, so now I'm trying to remember my next question. Okay, I remember. So the boundaries, like, so saying, like, you have friends, right? So, like, we're friends. Like, what, like, would you be okay with, like, your friend being in the same room with your boyfriend, but for, like, a small amount of time, but not small amount of time, but long enough, you know what I'm saying? Like you can walk away and you'll be confident that
No,
you know nothing's gonna happen.
I would be like, if it's my friend,
Yeah,
and like my boyfriend's there too, I would be comfortable with that,
mm.
and I would want them to know each other because obviously, like for example, like you and me, like I hope we're friends forever,
Right.
and like I hope me and my boyfriend are together forever, and at some point in our life we're gonna be interacting. So I want it to be comfortable for everybody.
Yeah,
like everybody hang out, everybody's chill. Like
right.
that's I'm cool with that.
Mm.
That's see, I'm not crazy like that.
I don't know. There's some girls who are like very like, you know, like your friends can't be, you can't be too close to the boyfriend, or like even in the same room with the boyfriend alone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I would ever.
I've had an experience recently where there was someone who was hanging out with my boyfriend, and I thought I was comfortable with them being around each other and whatever, but then I realized like there was too much comfort.
Okay.
That I kind of like got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now it's like taking a break there. All right, so I have a question for you, and I want to know who is more affectionate in your relationship.
It's definitely not me. It's definitely Frank. And I think it's like, I don't think it's, I don't know, like I was never into like, when we first got into a relationship, I wasn't into like the whole PDA thing. Even with like previous relationships, I didn't like the holding hands or like hugging or kissing in public. Yeah. So I don't know if it's because I was like really shy and I'm like, or I felt like it was
like people watching you.
Yeah, either that or like we're rubbing it in people's faces, or you know, like somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, get a room" or something.
Out there, man.
Yeah. So it's like, I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. Like it didn't make me feel comfortable. Eventually I got better at it. Like I can hold hands now, and you can give me like a little kiss, but I'm not gonna make out in public. Definitely not. Not gonna do that.
Either. No, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I've seen people like swapping tongues and stuff.
Swapping spit.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like weird.
Yeah,
and they're just definitely in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah, like, yeah, don't do that no more.
Everyone gets over that part.
Yeah, but even now, like that. I'm not a cuddler. I don't like cuddling. The only time I would cuddle is if it's like super cold somewhere. Like if I'm in a cold room, like okay, yeah, you can hug me and like keep me warm because I'm cold. But if it's like a normal temperature room or like a hot room, I'm like, don't touch me. I'm hot already. You're making me hotter. And especially that Frank has like crazy body heat. Like his heat just radiates off him. I'm like, don't touch me.
Definitely the same with you on that. I'm not affectionate really like at all. I do like to hold hands and stuff in public and like hug and stuff, but like we won't be making out or anything. Yeah. That's just not it. That could be in our private time.
Yeah.
But no, my boyfriend's definitely the affectionate one. I'm definitely not. And I think, and I blame my family a little bit for that. Like we do care about each other and love each other, you know, at the end of the day, but we're never the type to be like, oh yeah, I love you. Or like if you answer the phone, it'd be like, okay, bye. Yeah. Like his family, they say like, okay, love you. Like that's their goodbye. And I've never done that. Like with my family, like we don't hug really. We don't really like, like we're just not like that. Yeah. And that's why I feel like I am the way I am. And same, if it's hot, like please
don't touch
get
me.
off. Like, walk away. Like I can't. And another thing is like when we're cuddling, he always is on my hair. Every friggin' time. It's like, wait, watch my hair. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm tired of that. Yeah. Like,
and then I think also like, I mean, my mom, or like if we're off the phone or anything, we'll say like love you, but like kind of like casually, like it's just something we say all the time. But then we were never like the very, like I've seen families that are like very affectionate and like hug each other and like, you know, and we just weren't really like that. And like there was like some moments, but it wasn't like a daily thing or like every waking moment. So I think that's also why. But coming to that, like did that ever create problems like in your relationship? Like when you first started, like did he ever like question like, well, why aren't you affectionate? Like why aren't you hugging me? Why aren't you doing this? Like did that ever come up?
How I mentioned before, there was a honeymoon stage. So in the honeymoon stage, we're both like all over each other and just so like in love and whatever. But then, you know, like me being me, I just get over it. And I'm just like, yeah, I love you. over there like, from a distance. But I've definitely had that as a problem my whole life, though. In any previous relationship, they've always been like, or like they've always been more affectionate than I have. I've been straight up told like, hey, you have no heart, and I'm like, yeah, it's there. It's just I don't physically show it like certain people, you know.
Yeah.
I have this one cousin who I love very much, and he gets really affectionate when he's drunk. Like so affectionate, and it's like it's just funny because he's drunk.
Yeah.
But like I like I said, like I know my family cares about me. We all love each other, but we just don't say it, you know.
Right.
But it's like
you like know it's there.
Yeah,
you just,
for sure. And like if we need to be with each other, like we'll be there for each other for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm really affectionate with my pets. Like I've been told like my boyfriend would like me to talk to him as if I was talking to my dog. And my dog I'm obsessed with. I love him and I hug him and I want to cuddle and just like suffocate him with love, and he wants that in return, my boyfriend.
He's like, where you don't show me that.
It's like I don't know, like with the animals I could love forever. Like I'm just
they're
like
so cute.
So much more different.
Way more it's just different. Yeah.
Yeah, just more loving and stuff. But yeah, like I've definitely learned a lot about myself. Like I actually didn't know I wasn't so affectionate until I got into my relationships. Like that's where I kind of learned. I was like, oh yeah, like. And something else is like, do you guys have like nicknames for each other? Or like call each other babe or like baby, whatever?
Not really. Like we say like bebe, like B-E-B-E. But not really, like not often. It's very if anything, he probably says it more than I do, but we barely say it like at all. Yeah.
I'm also not like that.
We don't really say like nicknames. We have like a handshake.
Oh really?
It's kind of like, so I'm gonna describe it for people who are listening. So you like kind of make a fist. It's kind of like a fist pump, but not really. You kind of like do like a turn thing, like you're turning your fist pump thing. It's like that's our handshake.
Like turning a knob.
Yeah, kind of like turning like a lock or something, and then you like shake your wrist. That's our little thing.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
We don't really have that. And my boyfriend's definitely would be like babe or like love or something. I say sir. Like that's my way of saying like babe. Like, sir, like hey sir. Like we'll never call each other by our names unless we're like pissed.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if I say his name, I'm pissed. I just want him to listen.
Even when I'm like calling him from like the across the room, or if like he's in the kitchen and I'm in the bathroom and it's like kind of far, I'll just be like, hey, like hey, hello. Hey. Like I'm just trying to get his attention.
I also say buddy, like hey bud, buddy. Like, I'm just not the type to be like babe, baby, whatever.
Yeah, like, it's very like, I don't know.
I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
I'm also like very private in my relationship. Like most likely viewers who have known me my whole life probably didn't even know I had a boyfriend, but I do, and it's been for years. But we've just been very private. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I definitely keep my relationship very private.
I feel like because a lot of people have already like met him.
Yeah.
I feel like
they know.
Together, yeah, they know like, oh, you know, she's with Frank, and like they know who he is.
Yeah.
But we were not like the type to like post or anything like on social media. Like I don't really post on like, you know, I don't do that often. The only time I really do is like if it's his birthday, I'll do like a birthday shout out. But we don't do that. Like, definitely in that way, we are private. We don't like air our relationship out or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's really cute when couples share their stuff and like their life and everything. Like I follow Kim Kardashian and I love her with Pete Davidson. I think it's so cute. But I've just never been that person either. Like, and I have had a relationship where I was public with it and I was like showing people or talking about our relationship and stuff, and then I had a lot of people who were like hating and like just saying things that I didn't want to hear and just getting into my head, and that's where it really started, where I became so private. And I know like with my relationship now it's completely different, and I know like everyone would be rooting for us rather than trying to break us apart.
Yeah.
But still, like, I just like it to keep it private, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I don't really find like, I feel like there's no really real reason for anybody to like have to know, like, or you for to announce like, oh hey, I'm in a relationship, unless obviously you're telling someone to back off, like, hey, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, stop hitting on me, that type of thing. But yeah, I don't think it's necessary for everyone to like air out their relationship. I mean, I know sometimes people just like to show how happy they are, and they want to share pictures and moments, and I think that's great.
But then they also have to share the time they break up.
Yeah.
Like, now, like, well, I know TikTok's a new thing, but, like, with Instagram, it was, like, if you're in a relationship, you post pictures of each other.
And then when you
break up, they're all gone.
Right. And that's the thing. Then everybody knew, oh, they must be having, like, an issue, or they broke up or something because they don't have the pictures together anymore. Yeah. Or they deleted the pictures. So, yeah, that's like
simple now.
Yeah.
It used to be Facebook, like, in a relationship or not.
Then you weren't.
And then you weren't.
You went back to, like, the single status.
Like, what happened to them? Like, they broke up.
Yeah.
What happened?
But I think another thing I wanted to also, like, talk about, that I've known people who have done this also, like, open relationships. Like, obviously, I know that's not something you would ever consider.
Like, that's not a relationship. That's just you guys are dating and talking to other people.
Yeah, like, which I think that I kind of agree on that fact. I'm like, I'm not trying to judge anyone at the same time. I'm not trying to say, like, oh, you're open relationship.
This is
like,
just, like, a personal thing.
Yeah, this is just really, like, our own opinions, and we're just sharing. And I think, like, I don't know, I can never see myself being with someone else, like, being in a relationship and then being open in that relationship and then going off and, like, you know, dating some other guy or sleeping with some other guy, or, like...
Relationships are also a lot of work.
Yeah.
So to have one person and then do almost that same thing with someone else, like, that's already a lot.
Yeah.
And then I like to have my own time too, so I need to focus on a relationship with myself first.
Yeah.
Then I could, like, focus on, like, my actual relationship with someone else. Like, that's so having another person involved is, like, that's too complicated. Like, for relationships, like, it's one thing. If you're dating, like, just dating, nobody's actually in a relationship, that's another thing. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
But if you're straight up in a relationship and then you still, like, messing with someone else on the side, like, that's just a lot for me. I don't know, I'm lazy too. I'm gonna take a little sip of my little wine here.
She has a straw, everyone.
Yes, because I'm not trying to ruin the lipstick. And the cup, Friends cup. We love Friends.
I think also, like, so, like, how would you, like, what are your, like, I don't want to say boundaries, or, like, what are things that you would consider, like, no, you're not doing that? Like, let's say, like, what do you consider, like, cheating in a way?
Cheating really is, like, if you're taking it to a physical level, like, I could see, like, people flirting, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that. That's already, like, a red flag. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing anything that's physical,
definitely cheating.
Yeah, that's definitely cheating.
So what if, like,
or, like, even if you're talking for a long period of time, I guess. I don't know. Like, if you take it to a physical level, I would just say, like, that's just straight up, like, not.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario.
Yeah.
So what if you guys are, or what if, let's say your boyfriend's out and he's out with his friends and they're having a good old time at a bar or a lounge, whatever, and this drunk girl, like, goes over to him and, like, she just, like, kisses him, but he's totally caught off guard, you know?
Yeah. I'd fuck her up. That's what I'm jumping.
And then obviously, respectfully, he backs her away and you know, tells her, like, I got a girl.
Caught off guard. Like,
yeah.
I can't really get mad.
But he tells you, he's honest with you and tells you, like, hey, this girl just, like, kissed me and, like, try to make out with me. Like, you're I mean, I know you're gonna be upset, but, like, would that be something would you be mad at him for that? Like,
I mean, I would be mad, but, like, I know at the end of the day it's not his fault.
Right.
I would just be, like, in the moment, I know that if I'm angry, I'm not thinking clearly and I'm not seeing clearly. Yeah. So I might be mad at him, but then at the end of the day, I know it's not really him.
Yeah.
But also, like, cheating for me is something that you've thought about. If you had a moment to think about it, like it was like premeditated.
Yeah.
Like that's where I find it like cheating. It's not like, but also it's like, yo, you can't accidentally have sex with someone. Like, like you can't. That's
Oops,
not an accident.
accidentally fell
like,
on.
No matter how much drinks you've had or what happened, like
for sure,
there's no, you can't be blackmailed into it. No, like you just can't do that. But yeah, how would you deal with that situation?
I think the same. Like, I don't think I'd be. I mean, I'd be mad, but not. I don't think I'd be mad for long. But I'd understand, like, okay, the girl was like drunk and she didn't know. I mean, she probably knew what she was doing, but
she's also rude as fuck.
Yeah, she just randomly went up and kissed some guy. Then I'll be like, yeah. As long as I feel like your partner did the right thing, and like backed her away and respectfully like said, hey, like, I'm in a relationship, I have a girlfriend, whatever it is, then that's okay. But I don't like when, like, I wouldn't like if they tried to use the excuse, not that I'm saying anyone that I've dated uses excuse or that, but if some guy was trying to say like, oh, well, I just felt bad like for her, or I felt bad for them, you know. And it's like, no,
you gotta feel bad for your girlfriend
like,
who's there. Like, if you're there witnessing this, oh my god, like, even worse. But if you're at home, like, and he's out with his friends, like, you have, and the guy has to think about his girl. Like, you gotta think about how you're gonna make your girl feel if you do something that's gonna hurt her later. Like, just period. But yeah, relationships. It's so much, you know.
They're
so
very
much.
It's like you said, they're a lot of work.
They
and
are.
It's something that you work on, and I really do believe that, because there's some things that you have to adapt to and compromise, and like
there has to be a lot of compromise.
Yeah, it can't always be like one way. It can't always be like you know, like, and I think I'm that kind of person. I'm the person who wants to always be right and always be like,
I think that's just a female thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm the right one. It's gonna be my way or no way. Yeah,
I'm right like 90% of the time.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I can prove it.
But I definitely feel like sometimes I could be a little like controlling. But they also say that when you're in a relationship like with someone that you love, you become like a mother, and then the boyfriend becomes like a child in a way.
I could totally say that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it's true.
Totally see that.
Because it's like I find myself like either trying to help my boyfriend in ways like a mother would help their son, you know, and not in like a creepy way, but like a way that's like, you know, I'm trying to help you. And
yeah, because we just care a lot.
Yeah, and in I feel like when the guys are in a relationship, they're more like giddy and more like childish and more like they want to be the opposite. They want to show you like all the affection and stuff, and have all the, like that fun stuff.
Some guys too,
yeah, some guys.
I definitely know a few girls who are more of the affectionate ones.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I've been told that I'm kind of like the man in the relationship for a few different reasons, not just the affectionate part, but just like how I am, my whole attitude, and just like I don't know, like I'm still very emotional. Like I cry a lot. If you know me, you know I cry a lot. You know me, you know I cry a lot. So, but besides that, like I'm just kind of more, I don't know. Like I'm also the type to like want to go camping and like want to do crazy shit. Like I want to go swimming with sharks. I want to do
like the adventurous,
the skydiving stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just more of the crazy one. And he's not really like that always too. Something I want to ask too is, do you find yourself having a lot of things in common, like with your boyfriend?
I think yes and no. Like, and I don't feel like you should have everything in common with that person. I feel like the whole thing with like opposites like attract is definitely true, like in some ways, because we do have a lot of differences, but then we also have very similar characteristics. Like we were just talking about this the other day, and I don't know how much people believe in the whole astrology thing, but you know, I just find it strongly. I don't know, like completely. You probably know more than I do, but you know, sometimes I read into it because I'm like curious and stuff, and you know, we come to find out that like me and my boyfriend, like we have a lot of the same characteristics, like with our like our work ethic, or like, you know, like our this and like our passions, like where we really get into it, like into our work.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not good. Sometimes it's not good for you both to be, you know, very work, you know, like trying to do things for the better. It's like you're almost in a competition almost, but we're not.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to have like the
Differences.
similarities, because we understand each other. We understand like, oh, he wants to reach his goal. He knows that I want to reach my goal, but also having the differences so you guys can tell each other like, hey, slow down, or hey, do this, and like give each other life advice, because that's basically what a relationship is about. Like you're just there to like improve each other and help each other grow. And I think that's important. Like I don't know if being too similar is good. You know, if you guys have everything in common. It's like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, it's good. Yeah, like I mean, me and my boyfriend are complete opposites. Like straight up opposites. Our interests in music alone is completely different. But I am just more open with music though. Like I love everything.
Oh yeah,
like,
same.
Hey, Selena. I love music and all kinds of music genres, but he's very specific on which kind he likes.
Oh, I think I think we can compare to that too.
Yeah, and like clothing, our styles, like our work life is completely different too. Like we're very different in a lot of ways. Yeah. But something that we come together like perfectly is our communication, and I think that's so important in a relationship. No matter how many differences you have, like if you can communicate, understand each other, listen to each other, like that's just the best thing. Yeah. And also to like, even though we're completely opposites, we still have the same end goals. Right. Like we know eventually we want kids. We know we want to move out. We like have like we know we want to move to a different state. Yeah. Like there's a lot of like our end goals are always the same. So I feel like that's important too. Yeah. Because definitely. If you're in a relationship and your end goals are different, like that's just not gonna work at the end of the day. Like you can't have someone say they want this now and you expect them to change their mind later. Right. Like that's just not really gonna happen, or it's gonna be a little harder and it's gonna be like a really big issue. Yeah. So, but I care, like, you know, like if you're similar now or not, or people change too. Yeah. Like,
and I definitely think there's always room for change when you're at a younger stage in your life. Like, you know, we're in our 20s and I feel like you have a lot of room to change, and you definitely can change in a few years. But I definitely agree with that. I think like if you guys have the same end goal, it makes sense. Like you guys are in a relationship, that makes sense. You have that same commitment to go to that end goal. The same path, and right. Like
you're both putting in the effort to get both of you guys to that point. Yeah. Of where you are, you know, happy. Yeah. Or like, not that you're not happy now, but yeah.
But I think if, like you
where
said,
you want to be.
Yeah, like you said, if you guys have different goals, it's like, then why are you in a relationship? Like, is this just really a dating thing more? Like, are you guys just enjoying each other's time? But I think even though we're still young, I also think like we're, at least where I'm at, I'm not in the place where I want to like date. Like I don't see myself going back to the whole like dating life, even if a lot of people can say like, oh, I didn't really have that dating life. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know a lot of older people who tell me like, you didn't really have the dating life, like telling me that. But to me, I just felt like I'm not that kind of person. I wasn't very big on the whole dating thing. And I tried, and at least I feel like I tried, and I just feel like I'm more of the person, which is funny because when you said earlier that you didn't believe in marriage, I didn't either. But when I got into this relationship that I'm in now, I feel like you consider those things when you really like love that person. Exactly. You start thinking about things like that, like, oh, I could definitely think about marriage. I could definitely think about having kids. Because even with kids, I was always like, I'm never having kids.
That's something that I would always actually talk about. Is like, I actually wanted kids before marriage. And I always had this thing where I was like, I would literally have the kids and just not care about the father. Like I've always wanted kids. I've always had that motherly instinct. And I've come from a single mom. So I know that she was able to do it with me. I think I'm strong enough to be able to do it. That. Not saying that it's easy at all. Yeah. But I just know, like, something that I know that I need to have them before I go is kids. Like, I want to have my own kids. Right. And I've always thought about the kids before ever getting married. Like, I just never cared.
You just wanted the kids, not the husband.
And I know, like, back in the day, whenever you were pregnant, you had to marry the person, or like it was like frowned upon if you were pregnant and you didn't marry.
I'm definitely a bastard.
The person. Me too, 100%. And I don't care, because we're in 2022 now. Like, who cares?
Things
about
are definitely different now.
Yeah, and if you have multiple baby daddies, good for you. You know, just as long as the kids are good, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with like of being a single parent or but that's definitely why I didn't believe in like marriage for a while, because I saw so many relationships like not work or even marriages not work, and like growing up, so it was like, what's the point? I was like, I don't want to get married if I'm going to get divorced or I'm going to be unhappy. Exactly. And I heard so many things growing up when I was older, like, oh, when you get married, you become unhappy after so many years, or like after you have kids, it's not the same. Which I know that's true in some way. Yeah,
definitely change.
Things change, but that doesn't mean you stop loving that person.
Yeah.
So.
Or you just hope that you can like come to a point where you can have the kids and still be happy and do everything you have to do, be responsible, and everything.
I think if you do it at the right time for both of you. Like, you guys are on the same page, it works. In the end, it will work out, Like, it's definitely something you can pull through, together. But, yeah, that's how I've always viewed that. And so I'm glad, like, you find someone and you definitely have this, like, change, like, a different perspective on it. You're like, okay, now I think I can have kids. Now I want to have kids.
Do you feel like being in a relationship that you've changed at all? Like, comparing yourself from being in a relationship to, like, let's say being single, like, do you see a change?
I think I do, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I always said
hard there.
No, so like when I was like single, I wasn't like ever like trying to like get with a guy or anything like that. Like, if somebody talked to me like and I was interested in them, like, sure, I'd talk to them and stuff. My thing is, though, I've always had the issue of falling for people. I always grew feeling super like fast. So like, even if I was just talking to someone for like a month and I knew we weren't like technically dating, but we're talking, like, I instantly like not love you, but like I instantly like have feelings for you. Like, I start caring about you, and I see you as someone I can be close with. So then I automatically want to be in a relationship. That's why I always say, like, I feel like that whole like dating life didn't work for me, because I always feel like I went too far with it. Like, not on purpose, obviously, but I feel like I always grew feelings for this person, and then they were not on the same page, and they were like, yeah, no. Like, I can't, like, I don't want to be in a relationship yet. And even if they made that clear to me, it's like, I couldn't help how I was feeling. And I don't know if that's because I was young and going through things, but I was just like, yeah,
I think that definitely just depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really say I'm like that, or I was like that in any way. Again, I'm not a man, okay? Like, this is again why I was told, like, I'm kind of like a man, because I never, like, yeah, I would have feelings for this person, but I would get over them just as fast.
Right.
Like, I was just over them instantly, too. Or I have had relationships where, like, everything's good and whatever, and then I get bored. Or, like, I'm over it.
Right.
Like, I just want to move on. Like, I'm not like that now. I very love my boyfriend. We're all good. But back when I was single, this is why I asked the questions, because I feel like I'm a whole different person. Like, when I'm single, I was just living my life, just whatever. And I was never looking for a guy.
A relationship,
never.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, I never even cared to talk to them. It's just, like, obviously if they talk to me,
yeah, I'll talk. I'll talk back to you.
We'll talk, I don't want to be rude. And we continued it from there. And if something developed, cool. But at the end of the day, like, I would still literally just get over everybody so fast that I thought like that was such a problem that I had, because it's like
not a problem, totally normal.
I don't know if it's normal, because like I always felt bad for the guys too, because it's like, damn, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not interested anymore. Like, it's just weird. For me it was hard to keep like interested in whatever guy I was with for a while. And I'm not saying like all of them were like that. Like, I've definitely gotten my heart broken before, But just like if I get my heart broken, I'm still over it like within a week or two.
Yeah.
Like I'm just moving
Ironically,
on to the
I
next.
was the heartbreaker too. Like I was the person who always like cut things off with
Yeah.
people. Um, but even so, like it's funny. I think it took me. I think I changed when I realized, like in the relationship that I am now, when we started dating. Like I think he was very more in love with me than I was with him,
Mm-hmm.
and so like that scared me, and I was like, dude, calm down. And especially that he was younger than me, I was just like, you're young. Like we don't have to be in this committed relationship. Like calm down. And I think that was who I was. Like I was literally the same way with the guys that I dated. So it was kind of like I was getting a taste of my own medicine, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yup. Karma
And
is real too.
yeah, so I was like, I don't really like the whole. So I thought like and we that's when we kind of hit a rough patch in our relationship, and I was like, oh, I think we should just take a break, or like not be together right now, because I was just scared. I was really scared of committing to somebody because he, like, I don't know, it kind of felt like overwhelming in a way. I was just like, this is too much for me right now. Like I don't like, I'm in college. I don't want to be in this like really serious relationship. But then I tried, and then I got it's like you said, karma.
Yeah.
I got heartbroken over some guy that I only dated for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was like, yeah, maybe I'm not. This is not best suited for me. I need to go back.
You need to be in a relationship.
I need to be in a happy relationship because I can't do the whole like dating
scene.
Yeah, having feelings for like everybody.
I think age also matters when you're in a relationship. Like if you're really young and if you are together for a while, like that's great. But I feel like everybody needs to maybe experience a life with someone else.
Yeah.
For just a little bit too. Because I feel like, let's say you're with someone for years and you guys are all happy, whatever. Then you start committing to each other for real, like you get engaged or you get married or whatever. Like, and you never experienced being with someone else. I feel like down the line, like that might kind of be like an
regrettable.
Yeah. Or you could be with someone else and realize like, oh hey, like this person is actually not like the other person I was with. Like they go back to the previous person that they were with for like years. Or like I said, like you're in a relationship, you live, you learn, you realize what you want, what you don't.
Yeah.
Like you just learn a lot. I've definitely learned a lot.
Same.
And I'm glad I am where I am.
Yeah. And I think even in the like relationship I'm in now, like we've always hit like, again, those like rough patches where, and I think it was more so me where I would overthink things and I'd be like, am I doing the right thing? Should I really be in this relationship? Or like you said, should I be out there like experience different things, different like people? Like, am I making the wrong decision? And like I always had those doubtful moments.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I don't know if I'm doing something right. But again, I just it always went back to like, no, I think I'm okay and I'm happy where I'm at right now. And I didn't want to change anything.
Yep.
And that's also to say like, yeah, I definitely got comfortable in my relationship. So again, that's something like I don't want to leave the comfort zone. And even if I could, I wouldn't, because I'm happy, like I'm good where I'm at. So it's not like I'm not willing to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see where you're coming from when you say like, you're giving people those chances to like, you really should, experience before getting into like something that you're not sure about.
Yeah. It makes you really realize like what you really want at the end of the day. And yeah.
I think that changes too, again, like when you're older.
That's why age matters.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And I've been in situations too where like I've dated an older guys, and they're ready to settle down. They're ready to start a family, do this, that, and third. And I'm still like younger, and I'm like, oh no, like,
I'm not
this
ready
is not
for
me.
that.
Like I can't do this right now. And I've learned a lot about myself throughout the years too. Like, so it all really matters about age too. Yeah. Like some people are more mature than others. I'm not saying like
definitely, yeah.
Like if you find your high school sweetheart, that's awesome. Like, and it's very rare. So hold on to that.
Definitely.
But you know, just make sure like you're ready to like really put your whole life in this person's hands too. Like you're sharing a whole life together.
Yeah.
So that
it's like important. It's funny because I'm like, I tell Frank now like, you can't leave me because you
like you guys like
you know everything about me, and you know like even like the gross things about me or gross things that I do or whatever, anything, like all this personal embarrassing stuff, like please just don't leave, because you can go on to your next girlfriend and be like, yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to do this, like she's so weird. Like I don't want that. Like I just like don't leave.
Yeah, I would just hate to like ever think about my boyfriend with anybody. I told you that I'm jealous. Boundaries. Like they're.
She's like, I can't entertain the thought.
I can't even think about him with someone else. So I don't even want to think about that. Like, and also again, like we putting in years into each other's lives. Like I don't want to let that go to waste.
Be a waste, yeah.
Yeah. And I understand, like, if you're not happy, like, certain people have been in a relationship for years and then they break up. Like, if you're not happy, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
It's just, I don't want to have to ever go through another relationship.
Yeah. Which is also sad, too.
Like yeah.
Like, when I see, like, videos of people who were in a relationship for, like, 8 years or 10 years, and then they break up, and then I'm like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, you spent 10 years of your life with someone, and now you're just, like... You're not even together. Like that person just becomes like a complete stranger, which is crazy to me because you devoted so much time to them, and now it's just like that all went to waste. Which I'd be so mad if that was me. Yeah. Again, that's why I'd be like telling him like, don't leave me, because if you're wasting my time right now, we're gonna have an issue.
That's the worst too, wasting anyone's time. Yeah, like life is so short. Like if you're not gonna commit and stay, like leave right now.
Yeah, like stop wasting my time. Just go. Yeah. You want to go? Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
But like, do you have any other boundaries that you do set with like, with your, or do you think it'd be different when you guys live together? Because you guys don't live together now. Do you feel like when you move in together, do you think that's going to cause any, like, issues? Or do you feel like you're going to learn new things? Or do you feel like you spend enough time with him now that you kind of know his little antics or, like, routines or anything like that?
Yeah, I think it's that. Like, I've been with him enough where I know how it's going to be, kind of. Like, I'm going to get a little... It's like I have a sneak peek of what it would be like if we lived together. When we live together, hopefully soon. So, I think truly for us... We do better when we're together. Like, for some reason, when we're apart, we fight more. Or, like, we just, just find little things to pick on when we're not together. So, I know that when we're together, it's going to be fine. Like, I know it will be even better, like, if we're together. And, of course, I'm going to get annoyed at stuff. That's just natural. He's going to get annoyed at me, too.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm trying to fill my house up with animals. So, I don't know if he loves animals, too, but not, like me. I want everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think, though, at the end of the day, like, it'll be healthy for us to be together.
To have your own, like, space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also, like, well, I was telling you this earlier, like, I've been living almost a year with Frank, so, like, there's definitely things that you learn about each other when you're living together, and so, like, the one thing that we've been trying to work on is, like, time management, and, like, his time management, because, like you said, you guys have different work things, and so do we. Like, you know, I go to, like, an actual, like, hospital and go to work for the few hours of the day, and then he is sometimes at different locations, or he'll be at home like editing videos. And so the times when he is home, it's like, okay, well, you're home, you're doing your work, totally get that. But then there's like things that I feel like you know, with time management, like I come home, it's like I don't expect you to keep working, because I'm like, I was gone the whole day, so why are you still working? So I think that's something that we definitely work on now, is like trying to spend more like of that quality time together. Yeah, because I think, and that's what like I've been trying to like help him on, is like the whole time management. Like, you know, when I'm here, like, you know, set the time where you have your own like office hours. Like, hey, like telling people like, hey, like I can't talk from this time to this time. You can contact me between these times.
Yeah.
Because I think that's important. Like I don't like you don't want to lose like that quality time with that person.
Yeah.
Like even though you guys are
you
very
would think it's easier that you guys live together,
right?
Like,
but
you
it's
would be sick of each other at this point.
Yeah.
But no, it's because of the work. You're still not having enough time together. Almost.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you said, it's you think it's the opposite. Like because we live together, it's like, oh, you guys see each other all the time. You guys spend time with each other all the time. But at the same time, sometimes you have to make the time to like plan something, go out, and like you can, like it's not. When it's like you're in the house the same time all the time, it kind of becomes routine. It's kind of like if you go home to your mom and it's like the same thing. Like you're doing the same thing every day, and that could put a strain on a relationship. So I think it's so important to make time for that quality time, to like take the time, like, hey, let's go out on Saturday or something. Let's do this. Let's do that, because that's like it kind of rekindles the spark. Like not that it's not there, but it's like you just want to like add a little more fuel to it. And you're like, let's spark this thing up.
An important thing. Yeah, so quality time together is so important, just like you were saying. And for me too, like with our jobs, my boyfriend works remote, and though he's home, his job is very mentally straining, and his job can go for hours, like and he talks to people from other places, other countries, so he has to go on their schedule, and with the time difference, it's like a little harder for him. For me, my job is, I don't have a set schedule, so it's kind of a little bit over the place sometimes. And it's also physically and mentally straining sometimes, so then when I do go see him, I just want to go to sleep. Like, I just need a nap, I just need a rest, and then he's up and, like, has energy, and it's like...
Let's spend some time together.
Yeah, I can't do that. Like, I've never been the type to fall asleep during a movie, and I am that person now. And I've never been that type. I'm very invested in movies and TV shows. I love it.
When you're tired,
and
you're
now
tired.
I just fall asleep, and I've never been that person.
Yeah.
Like, ever. But, something else that, that your boyfriend does that might, like, bother you, if you can think of anything.
Yeah, this one time. So, like, we, like we were saying, like, planning the time to go places, and, like, we definitely, like, so, because we're vegan, so we like to try different vegan places all the time, and especially living in New York, there's always, like, so many options. Even though we live in Queens, there's not that many options. We still try to go out of our way to, like, try different places.
Yep.
So, there's definitely a time where we made a list of, like, places we wanted to go.
Things you wanted to do together.
Yeah, we were gonna say, like, we're gonna go to these restaurants, so we'll try them out. And it was this Mexican vegan place, and we wanted to try it out. And we actually ended up going to that same area where that place was, but we ended up going to the wrong restaurant, but it was still a vegan restaurant. So we ended up staying, and just, we stood in that restaurant, even though the other restaurant was like right next to it, which is the one we planned to go to. And so the other day, he had a job that was close to that Mexican place that we were supposed to go to. It was a different location, but it was the same restaurant. So he sends me a picture of, like, him at the table with his book bag across from him, and he's like, oh, I'm eating lunch at this place, the place that we were supposed to go. And I automatically got so mad, because I was just like, dude, that was a place we were supposed to go to together. Like, why are you there?
Like, you make plans to do
and
things
he was
together.
like, well, I was hungry, and every other place was, like, not close. Like, every other place was, like, half an hour away, or he had to take the train or something, or walk, like, really far. And I was like, so what? Like,
this is definitely something I would love for people to comment on and let me know, like, if this is like a guy versus girl mentality, is it
like, are we overreacting?
Or are we overreacting? Yeah. Because I'm the same way. Like, me and him, we make plans to do something together. We're doing it together. If he gets invited from someone else to do something, he has to say no. I say no. Because I'm like, no, we plan to do this together. I'm going to do it with him.
Yeah.
And then I'll do it with him first, and then I'll maybe hang out with my friends and do it later or something. But, like, if we have to do it, we have to experience whatever activity
together that you guys had planned to do together. Right.
Exactly.
So like, you know, even though he was like, yeah, but I was hungry and like it was far, I was like, still like, I was like, I wouldn't do that. I would definitely still hop on the train half an hour and go to the next vegan spot because I wasn't gonna just like go to the place we were supposed to go.
Yep.
And I mean, he tried to like say, you know, be like, oh, but I was gonna get you something, and I was like, it's just not the same. It's not the same. Like we were supposed to go together.
Be cold anyways.
Yeah, it's like it's
might
not
be
the same.
soggy depending on what it is. So I completely understand that because I also am like, no.
Yeah.
If he says we're gonna do something together, we're gonna do it together first.
Yeah. So my petty self was like, well, then I'm gonna go to another place by myself. I'm gonna take myself out on a date, and it's gonna be a place we're supposed to go to, and you're not gonna like it. Watch. And he swore that he wouldn't be mad if I did it, but I think he would be. He's lying because he definitely would be like, what? Like that was supposed to be our thing. Like, we were supposed to go together. Like, yeah, it's like if we watch like a show together and I watch it without him, like he definitely gets mad. Like even if we watched the show together before, like if we're rewatching episodes because we just love that show, like, and I'm watching it at work or something, he'll definitely be like, what? Like you watched it without me? And it's like, yeah,
that's
I did.
Hold on, we have a comment on the side. Frank had to speak. He had to.
Actually, after the fact, I looked at it from your perspective, and at it, you know, I understood where you're coming from.
Okay. See,
Okay,
he understood.
He
He understood. So he won't do it again.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, you learn. You
That's
know.
the message of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely upset. I was like, I think he knew that when I got home. He was like, man, I gotta have everything like perfect because she's coming home and she's already mad. And I already told him. I was like, let me give me the day. But I knew I was gonna come home and still be like, ugh, like you still went without me.
Married, but like happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Like that's an actual.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Happy girl,
happy world. Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
And I don't know if it's like a guy thing or just a Frank thing. but like I'm like, you know, we've been living with each other, so I'm like, you kind of pick up on the behaviors and stuff, and you know who I am, and you know what I like. So it's like you knew I would get mad.
But my thing was, I'm hungry. Let me get this. Let me get serious.
It was definitely.
Well, that was my thing, and that's why I texted you in the first place. I said, hey, do you want something? I'm at this place.
And I don't know. Maybe it's like a
good,
guy.
like, intention.
Yeah.
But it just was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day.
I don't think he was. I think it was the hungry mind thinking and not the like boyfriend
I
mind.
definitely get hangry.
Yeah.
Like I need food or I'm upset. Like
Definitely
I can't do anything without food. Like I just get so mad.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I'll be like, we could be like in bed ready to go to bed, and I'm just like I want cookies. He's like, well, do we have any? No. Do you want me to go get some? Like in my mind, I'm like, yeah.
Duh.
But it's like, I'm like, it's 9:30, 10. It's okay. You don't have to get any.
I fall into cravings all the time. So like whenever I am pregnant, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, I say that too.
Because I have cravings now, and I'm not pregnant. Promise you. And I just be craving the craziest things random time, and I have to have it.
Yeah.
Or then I just get mad and.
You're gonna
Just
then they have to deal with like an angry me.
So I have to have it. Like whatever I'm craving, I have to have it.
Yeah. Oh, I think
that's
another.
that's also something I have though. I'm very impulsive.
Yeah.
That's something that my boyfriend tells me all the time. Like I just want to do something and I just go for it. Don't even think about the consequences or whatever it is later. I just go for it. I've given myself a lot of stomach aches because I crave one thing and then another.
You're like, let me try this.
I mix it all together and my stomach kills me. Like,
and I think I'm the opposite. I think Frank's more like that. He's like impulse, like, but then I'm more of the like, okay, like I'm gonna think about this. We gotta situate this before we get ahead of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the other thing I was gonna come around to is saying like, you know, when women are on their periods, they get all those cravings.
Yeah.
So
give me the chocolate, man.
Yeah.
I need chocolate.
I also get like really angry, like. It's crazy because it'll be like 2 days before and I'm like super angry, like everything irritates me. And the thing that irritates me even more is when like he'll see that I'm irritated and just make me more irritated because he gets upset because I'm upset, and I'm like, you're not helping the situation. And it's like I'm 2 days before this, so it's like this is why I'm acting this way. Like
I actually don't get angry. I get depressed. Oh my god, I could cry. A couple days later, I'll just randomly start crying, and I'm just like, fuck, it's coming. My period's coming. And then when my period comes, I'm just depressed. I'm so sad that it's here. I'm so sad I have to deal with cramps and like pop out the pills, and like I hate it.
Yeah.
And I also lose my appetite actually when I'm hungry. I mean, not when I'm hungry. No, I lose my appetite when I'm on my period. I just want chocolate. Oh, that was a blooper right there.
Definitely. But
oh my god.
I'm like the opposite. So you lose your appetite when you're on your period, and like the week before I get my period, I eat everything in sight, and like I'll eat twice as much, and I already like eat a lot when I eat, but I'll eat so much more, and I'll feel like terrible, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely coming because I'm eating too much.
Yeah, with my specific birth control though, I don't have to get my period every month, and I fucking love it. It's the best thing anybody could invent for a female because I get to choose when I get my period, and I think that is amazing.
It's like a privilege.
Yeah, because I can't stand my period every month. Like I can't be crying every month. Like it's too much. I'm already crying regularly for other stupid things. So like I can't be doing that every month.
Do you feel like you get more like special treatment, or do you like want more special treatment from your boyfriend when you're on your period, or you're like, you're just the same, like the same is fine, like you're all good?
No, I definitely think I want special treatment. Yeah. I definitely do.
Yeah.
I want chocolate. Yeah. That's just an ice cream. I need it. That's like all I actually want though. Like I don't really care for food, but like ice cream and like chocolate. That's me happy.
I definitely need like sweets every day when it's that time, and it's like also like that's probably the only time I ever want like a princess treatment. Like treat me like a princess, please. Cuz every other time I'm not
treatment all day every day.
Like, every other time I could let things slide, and I'll be like, I could do it myself. I'm an independent woman. But
I'm very like that too.
Yeah.
It's like I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, but at times, like especially during that time, I'm definitely like, no, can you just do everything for me? Like take my shoes off. Rub my feet, man. Come on.
Oh, I can't have him touch my feet. First of all, I also have a thing against feet. I don't like feet. Like, I have a really bad, like, phobia of feet. And it was just because I had this one friend who scarred me with her black feet. Like, her feet were so dirty at all times because she was, like, just so free and walking around everywhere barefoot and like outside, and like after that I just hated feet. Like I just hate it.
Thankfully,
and I'm also crazy ticklish, so I don't do foot rubs. I will not rub his feet ever. Like he knows I hate it.
And I'm the opposite. I can give Frank pedicures.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
I could never.
And don't, and I'm not trying to say he has bad feet. I'm not gonna like expose him, but
yeah, my boyfriend doesn't have bad feet either. I just hate feet, period.
He has like this one,
whoever you are, I hate feet.
He has like this one pinky toe.
Oh no, you're gonna give me nightmares.
It's so bad.
Oh my god.
But this is just proof, right? This is proof that like, you'll love someone so much that you do whatever, like, whatever, you're so comfortable around each other. And I think that's also great. Like, even though, like, in the moment I'll be, like, talking so much shit about his toe, like, I'm still there, like, trying to, like, take care of
you. You guys are way more mature than us, because I refuse to ever touch his foot. When his foot touches me in the middle of the bed, I have to, like, swing my foot away. He's fine. He's very clean. Everything's good. But, like, I just have...
She has a thing with feet. Like, don't
fear.
touch. Yeah.
Feet. And I do get like and I take good care of my feet too. Like I'm a very clean person too, and whatever. And I do get pedicures and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so ticklish that I like lose my mind when they're like scrubbing the bottom of your foot. Like I have to hold in my laugh so much, and like I'm scared she's gonna cut me if I move.
Right.
So yeah, I just can't do feet. It's just a weird thing.
I just don't like being tickled. Like I get mad.
Really?
I get mad. like he can't tickle me at all because I'll be like, stop. Like this is not funny anymore.
It hurts.
It hurts. I will literally hurt you
Can't
because you're hurting me.
We do tickle fights. We do that.
No, I do tickle fights to him. Like I'll tickle him because I just like he has like this really funny laugh, and I just like love hearing his laugh when it's like that kiddish laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll do that on purpose just to like
Hear
hear
the
him
laugh.
laugh. But he knows he can't do it to me because I'll be mad, and then it'll turn into like a fun to like serious situation. No more.
That's like a meme like on Instagram where it's like when you're play fighting with your girl and you hit her a little too hard. And she goes crazy.
That's me. I'm like, no, stop.
Me too.
We're done.
No, I think I'm definitely the abuser in my relationship. I'm not
too.
affectionate. I'm abusive.
Yeah. And I think
Like, I
that
hit a
maybe
little
that is
too
a
hard.
sign of affection.
That is
Maybe
my sign of
that-
affection.
yeah.
That's just like a cat, you know. Like
Yeah.
a cat doesn't want to actually scratch you. They're just trying to like hold you, but their nails are so long.
Yeah.
they don't know.
I think I also like sometimes like I'll do like play hitting and like or I'll like I'll just be like, you're so annoying, or I'll be like, you're so stupid.
Yeah.
But it's all out of like love,
Love
obviously.
and
I'm
joking.
not really like trying to be serious. So yeah,
You know
that's
something else? Me and my boyfriend, we call each other bro all the time. I say bro a lot or dude.
I say dude, yeah.
I say
I'll
bro
definitely
or
be like, dude.
When I'm mad, I'll be like, yo, really, bro? I'm like, bro. But I'm like that with everyone, too. I call everybody kind of bro, almost.
And then when I do get mad, like if he does something, I'll be like, Frank, like really, come on, like are you seriously, like come on, man.
Yeah.
Like I definitely, that's like my serious. If I'm calling your name, like
Yeah.
I'm
no,
mad.
Same.
You got
I
me upset.
never use my boyfriend's name,
Yeah.
so. When I'm saying Isaiah, it's like, whoa.
That's
What
the
happened?
mom coming out of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never use his full name, though. It's like,
No.
that's a lot. My boyfriend has a very unique name. Like,
He does.
very.
Did I ever tell you Frank's middle name?
No. What's his middle name?
JaQuincy.
What? How do you pronounce
JaQuincy, so it's JAQ. Quincy. Oh, like Quincy.
like Quincy?
Yeah, so but with a JA.
Like-
JaQuincy.
JaQuincy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. the
Black side of my family.
I've never heard of that, so it's unique. That's good.
Yeah.
For mine, my boyfriend's just Emilio, but I love it. I love that name.
But then his last name's like
Different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like where you would find him immediately.
That's
'cause
the
nobody
uniqueness.
else
You're
has-
like, yeah.
yeah, and I'm not about to say his full name out
No,
here.
then
So
everybody's gonna be like,
and
okay.
no bitches be searching him up.
Just to make that clear, guys.
Make that clear. I'm like,
Don't search up the name.
yeah. Just to be clear about that.
But yeah. Yeah.
That's right. I'm like tearing. It's so funny. I'm such an angry person. Oh my god. And I always say I'm calm. I am very calm.
Now.
But like there's certain things that would like literally trigger me.
Trigger, yeah.
So easy. Like I'm not one to get angry really. And I'm not a physical person. Like I'm not really ever like violent.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't think it's.
I'm not that
I don't think
angry.
you're supposed to be violent in your relationship. Don't call police on
call.
us. We're not domestically abusing
No.
our
No,
spouses.
definitely not.
No,
They're
no.
fine.
But yeah, I think in that way, we're definitely different in that too, because I'm more like a passive aggressive person.
Mhm.
Like I'll give like everybody like 1,000 chances before I'm like, okay. So yeah.
I don't. I mean, I give people chances, but I never forget what they did the first time, I guess.
So you could like forgive but not forget.
Basically.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I never forget anything. Even if it's little things. I just calculate them and start adding them up until I actually blow up on the person. Like, yeah, it really depends on who you are, honestly. But, yeah, I think that's all we had to say about our relationships.
Yeah.
So please keep watching our podcast. Please keep listening.
thank you for
Please follow us.
joining the conversation.
Again, subscribe,
Mhm.
please.
And please let us know who you are. Are you more like me, Sarah? Or are you more like Steph?
Everybody's gonna be like, I'm like Sarah. She's normal. Steph is a little crazy.
No, I mean there definitely could be people who are more, even more like
Yeah.
jealous.
They're
Like,
probably even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely worse.
there's definitely
than me.
people out there.
There's
Yeah.
definitely been wives who've murdered their husbands. So
You looked at her. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not like that. Never that.
No.
But yeah. Thank you for watching again, and we'll see you next time. Yay.